Hi everyone, I'm Natalia, and we're here today with Frederick from Sinsaneum. Did I say this right?
You did not.
How do you say it?
You've put an extra I, but it seems like we really need to change the name because everybody makes the same mistake. Sinsaenum. Uh,
Sinsaenum. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
but everybody like I don't know. Like I just did an interview before, and the guy was just like, I didn't even say anything. I'm like, it doesn't matter. People can call it like what they want. It's the it's a name that came from our ex-drummer, Joey. He came up with the name. So it's a mix of sin, insane, and at the end because it sounds cool in Latin. That was the explanation. So yeah,
Sinsaenum.
sin, insane, yeah. So now, once you know, now you will never do that mistake again.
Exactly. And we might be a source material for everyone else to come back to when they speak to
To
you,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
how
they
to
know how
pronounce it
to
correctly.
say it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. And we're mainly going to chat about the album, the common album In Devastation. It's going to be out in August, beginning of August. Yeah, so let's get to it. I'm here with Frederick as well. Should I call you the main brains of the operation
You
or
may.
or the spokesperson of the band?
Uh, yeah, but we're both. I mean, okay, no, I mean, I read the music, and this is my baby.
Yeah.
But I could not do that without the others. So I don't want to take all the credits. But you can call me, whatever. You can call me what you want.
Brilliant. So the first question is kind of like an overall question. I'm kind of going to lead into the album slowly, but first thing that I wanted to personally know is with such a heavy studded lineup, because we've obviously got band members from many famous band members across the metal scene. How is it like working with such seasoned musicians? As opposed to, for example, in like earlier projects, like early sort of times of the career, where everyone's sort of at this wannabe stage, you're kind of new to the whole music thing. How would you describe cooperation like this?
So the main point when I started to assemble the band was like to do it with people that I knew and people that I loved, friends, and as it turns out, I do have friends in music bands because that's what I do. So I never wanted I never I never really wanted to do that sort of like super group thing that's the problem when it has that negative undertone that a super group implies like people known from other bands and just like doing a one-off and for fun and whatnot. Whereas to me it was like I was in another band before called Dragonforce from the UK, and the genre was different, and I wanted to do death metal, and I was like, okay, I really want to make an album, and I want to do it with the people that I know that are good at it. So it ended up being that way, but it was not. Well, I guess I knew that they were in famous bands, but that was not the main point, if that makes sense. Anyway,
Tell your
to answer,
friends, right? Like kind of,
well, yeah.
yeah, you kind of get to a certain stage of your career, you make friends in big bands. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah.
So, and and I guess you benefit from, say for Attila, for example, it's just like he's got that unique voice, and we're just, oh, that would be great. When Joey mentioned, oh, we should have Attila on board, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool, and then I wrote that part in a song on Funk des Albtraumes on the first album with him in mind, and Sean, the singer, is because we toured together in 2009, and I was just like, wow, he would be perfect for my death metal project if that happened one day. So, this is how it happened. And with Joey, we toured together and we were talking about Morbid Angel all the time, just like, yeah, we should do a death metal band one day, blah 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 blah. And most of the time it doesn't happen. But this time it happened. And I guess what you benefit from this is just like everybody knows their shit. So so it's just like, so it's great and it's just, you already know what to expect from them and they know what to expect from you, and it just like goes quick, and it's inspiring as well because you're working with like highly regarded musicians, and it is inspiring. So I think it's just like it's only positive things. Hope that answered
Absolutely.
your question.
I don't know. I don't think it's a negative. I don't hold that opinion. I know that some people might, but I personally don't because as long as the material's good, as long as the music actually, speaks for itself, it doesn't, I mean, it matters who is in the band, but also like it shouldn't matter that you
No, no,
set
you're
up a
right.
project with your friends. Like, who cares, you know?
Yeah, I was saying that yesterday. I mean, it's just no one says in cinema, oh, that's a super movie because you have like
Yeah,
some famous actors. No one goes like, oh, that's a one up, that's a super movie. No, it's just like it has a great cast, and that should be the same here. But for some reason, just like once you belong to a band, people see that as a like, oh, treason. He's leaving the band or he's just doing something on the side, and so it is just. It has like I said, negative undertones. I must have thought the same before it happened to me, but I've read many times and just like, oh, it's a super group, like, oh, it's a super group. It's on the side. It's a project. It's fun. It's not serious or whatever. But it's not the case. I don't care what they think anyway. I'm just like I do my stuff, so it
exactly.
doesn't matter. But I was just saying.
Exactly. No, but that's such a great answer. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Slowly sort of going into the In Devastation album,
Mhm.
which is your third one. But in between of the release of the previous album, Repulsion for Humanity, it's been 7 years, and I just wanted to sort of ask, how all of you tackled such a long creative gap? And what were your sort of biggest wins during that recording process and challenges when you were creating the masters for the In Devastation in the recording studio and prior to that as well. Um,
I mean, it's been a long process because a lot of stuff happened.
yeah, obviously,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I started writing those songs in 2019, and I just wanted to write the best music possible, as you always do. But when I'm saying that, it's just like the first album I wanted to do like the perfect death metal album, like by the book. The second one, I was pissed off. It was called Repulsion for Humanity. I hate you all, and then trying to do something. And this one, I was just like, ah, whatever. I just want to make music I want. If we need clean vocals, let's put clean vocals. If I want sitar, I'm gonna have it. Long solos, anything goes.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's how it started. With the fact that I joined Creator at the time. I was working on my other project, band I'm a Hero. Uh, I joined Loud Blast as well. I was finishing the last album I did with Dragonforce. So I was taking my time. It was just like there was a lot of things happening. Then uh, COVID came. It's a
Yes.
big thing. So I just worked a little bit on music, but it was also, well, I guess it was weird for everybody.
Mm.
Then we started to work on the new Creator album at the time. Then I lost my father. That left me completely dry musically. No inspiration, nothing. No, no. Oh, I'm gonna transform that into riffs and lyrics. Just nothing. Just that.
Mm.
Um, and then I guess the fact that creator, I'm not in the driver's seat, I'm the passenger seat. So that's cool. So things were happening to me, and I'm just like, okay, I don't need to, because my life was just like, chaotic. And then
Mm.
uh, less than a year after that, we lost our drummer, Joey, which was like another like hit. But then we talked with the rest of the band, and we were just like, okay, we need to, we need to carry on, and we're gonna dedicate the album to him. He's the one that came up with the name, after all. The name is Sinsaneum, yes, and so slowly carrying on with those songs that they were, like I said, like a good portion was already written, but it was more like getting back into it, finding a new drummer. So we asked Andre, who was the drum tech of Joey. So that took a little while, but once we settled on him, we were just like, yeah, it makes total sense. He's part of the family, and that's great. So I would have waves of like, oh yeah, I'm motivated, let's do that, and then waves of like, oh, I don't know. And together with the fact that I was very busy with Creator because we had released an album, going back and forth tour, coming back home, trying to save my private life, and I guess all of that. Uh, it's like 7 years, but I think it went like this because to me that there was no other way we could have released it before, and also there was no point releasing the album when I didn't have like a sort of like free time from Creator because we
Mhm.
we tour a lot. So there was no point releasing the album and then the album comes out, but I'm going on tour for 6 weeks so at least like with a little window of like there's nothing around. So all of that, it's already a lot of challenges, and then the fact that being away so much and mood swings and whatnot would make working on the album, by blocks. It's not how I usually do it, but I think we managed to put all the pieces together, and thanks to Lasse who mixed the album, there's continuity, and the songs, like I said, luckily. The songs were, a lot of it was written before, so all I had to do was just like carry on. I didn't have to start from scratch because honestly, I don't think I could have because I'm still recovering from grief. Takes a long time and it comes and goes, like I said, which is why the motivation, was coming and going as well. So that's a long answer to say, yes, that took 7 years, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah, you somehow made it all work. Yeah. Yeah. And do you know what? I'm actually quite glad that you said because a lot of people presume that, when such a negative thing happens in your life, such a sad thing happens in your life, like I don't know, like musicians write about breakups, like it kind of leads to this whole flow and the creative flow, and
Mhm.
sometimes it really doesn't, and you absolutely shouldn't feel bad about anything and just take your time and come back when you feel ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. You always like you know, uh, what's the word? Yeah,
Romanticizing, yeah.
yes, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn this into like, I'm gonna turn, which I've done in the past, like little. Little things that happened to me that were nothing, nowhere near
Mm.
grieving or, and I guess before that, I guess I did not experience what real sorrow and sadness was, or like the losing a parent. We all go through that,
Yeah.
and there's like far worse stories than mine. I mean, it's part of life, but no one, you're not prepared to that, never. And yeah, I guess I learned it that way. I'm just like, no, I cannot turn this into music. It doesn't work that way. So, but yeah, that's it.
But it is dedicated to grief, and I guess
Yeah.
that kind of loops into my third question is how did grief impact your creative process? Obviously, apart from not being capable to do anything. Um,
Well, there was that mainly.
yeah,
It's just like, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's just doing nothing, and it puts it just it's when that happens, you don't, you realize what's important and what's not in life. And I guess like music is just like, I still love music and that this is my life and whatnot, but what, the priorities like shift a little, just, so maybe my personality changed, and I guess music is a reflection of your personality to an extent. So I guess I cannot pinpoint that solo. It's definitely solo from someone who's grieving right now. But I guess, but I guess it all impact, and the fact that I chose the title In Devastation, even though it's the title for a song that has nothing to do with this. But I was just like, okay, I want to call the album that because it reflects, it's a good definition of my life. because it's still navigating through, you were talking about breakup, so here we go. And so I guess, um, yeah, everything has an impact on you, and you just, so maybe I wouldn't have chosen the that title. So there's that, and I guess the cover, the fact that far from In Devastation should be like something hectic and violent, even though the music is catchy and whatnot. But the cover artwork is more like self-reflection and gazing into the sun and whatnot. I guess that's also an impact of all of that. So it has an impact. It has many impacts, but that's
Sometimes
like,
conscious, sometimes subconscious, I guess
yeah,
we'll say.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
exactly. Um, In Devastation is dedicated to Joey. Can we hear any of his echoes on the new album? So you mentioned a lot of the songs was made in 2019. Um, are there any drum? No.
No, 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 no. It did not contribute to the album. I sent him some songs at some point, and he was like looking forward to work on them. But that's how as far as it went, unfortunately. So no. All I have is a song that we recorded for Repulsion for Humanity, and we did not put on the album. But we didn't put it for a reason. So
Absolutely.
it's because it's not really great. So I still have that.
Yeah,
And I'm debating just like would people like to listen to this, or but it's not really a great song. So
yeah.
so that's all I have, and that, and of course like plenty of videos, and but no,
Memories.
nothing on the new album. No.
Okay, thank you. I hope that question wasn't a bad
No,
question or okay, okay,
no, no,
good.
no, not at all.
Okay, good. Um, so The Last Goodbye is the latest single, and I got in a PR blurb saying that it's your most personal track to date. Out of the
Yeah.
entire the music that's been created, this one's the most personal. It's tender and violent at the same time. Can I ask how was it made and how each band member contributed towards it, towards its final form? So sort of like from the idea of it, just sort of like a quick run through of that single.
Yeah, I guess when I started writing the song, and then Sean and I just worked on the demo and tried to put some lyrics,
Mm,
everybody was still alive. So there was it was more like let's do a ballad, and there was no uh, yeah, there was no implication, like personal implication, rather than I want to, to me, like expressing myself musically is always like I give a piece of myself, but that came from something invented, if you will. But then once we lost them, it was clear that that would be the song that would be for them. The working title was already Last Goodbye before. So
mm.
I guess, it's just, or was it? Maybe it was Last Goodbye when I lost my father, but Joey was still alive. I don't know. But anyway, there was already that, that would be dealing with this. And so, uh, as far as lyrics, I was pretty dry because it was very hard for me to express all of that. So, like most of the album, there's been contribution from people that I know that are very good at lyrics, and I thought, just like, you need to sometimes let go and have people that are very good at it do it. So, I spoke with Nathanael Underwood, half French, half British. Um, to no, half Belgian actually, but he speaks French. But anyway, um, this is what I want the song to talk about, and then he came with like a first wave of lyrics, and I was like, okay, and then we started to go back and forth and blah blah. Um, so that's for the lyrical content, and as for the music, I guess everybody got the idea, but what what it meant. So we just like the implication was natural, just like, the Sean's vocals, for example, just like, and when we did the video and everybody was just like, felt there's something. And I asked my friend Camila, she plays cello, and I was just like, okay, there's something missing in that middle section. I had tried something different with Attila on vocals, like to have like someone crying in the background, but it sounded like it was fun. It was not super fun, I didn't want people to go like, oh, that sounds a bit funny. So I guess, yeah, let's go full on depressive and put some cello there. And I guess like she made it like even like so it's quite intense. So I guess everybody contributed to make it that song
Mm.
pretty fucking sad, but also beautiful in a way. So I think it, and also we when we did the video, we didn't want to go too much into pathos, like extra sad, because the music is still beautiful and there's like still one can see still hope within all of that, because we're talking about like you know the the abyss and the precipice and the pain, and but also there's another way out of it, because it deals with, I guess it deals with grief, and it deals with sadness, but it also deals with what one can do when there's too much despair. And we at one point we were wondering if we didn't know how the video was gonna be, and we were just like, should we at the end, if we go like for full-on video that express how I might feel at the time, should we put like a call number, just like, when someone doesn't feel too well, here's a number, blah 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 blah, because I went through that as well. So I guess that song is very yeah, personal in that sense.
Absolutely. And it feels like everyone that sort of contributed to it must have drawn from their own personal experiences as well to
Exactly.
make it the way it is. So it is impactful in a way that there are so many emotions there from so many people.
Exactly.
Um, yeah,
Some like, yeah. You don't, it's not because you didn't come up with the riff that you don't feel
no,
the song. Like when I play with Creator, like most of the songs I didn't contribute, but I still like feel
yeah,
something. So, and that's exactly what's going on here. Like, like people are just like, okay, and you go and where that song, is supposed to take you, and you like get it and take it out, and so
yeah.
that's that.
You make it your own. No, I think it's a beautiful story. Can I ask, is Camilla Polish?
Yes, she is.
I'm Polish as well. Born
Aha.
and raised. Yeah, I moved to London 13 years ago, but I'm Polish.
Okay.
Just
In
wanted to
here.
say you picked the right person for the most sorrowful, like
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. Suppose so.
Polish people are so we can be very sad.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
guess it's just like I
yeah,
felt like, yeah. I felt naturally just like, oh, I should ask Kamila Borowiak, yeah, for this. So yes,
really
she's
proud.
Polish, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really proud. It's really cool. Thank you. I think I've only got time for one more question. I
Yeah,
also wanted to ask
unfortunately,
about
I'm
the
sorry.
tour, but can maybe throw it in. Shades of Black and Over the Red Wall introduced new speed elements into your black and death metal repertoire. What drew you towards this style on your third album? Is it just something that you just wanted to do just because, or
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
Just
I
because.
remember you said earlier, like, oh, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with that being said, I guess I said there was like no aim or goal, but the fact that I had joined Loud Blast, who's like traditional death metal, so to speak, and then Creator is also extreme metal. I guess
Yeah.
deep inside, I was like, that's me analyzing, since I've been doing all these interviews. I'm trying to, you revisit your what you've been thinking at one point, you forgot
Yeah.
about it. But I guess it was important for Sinsaneum to find its own path, its own identity, and I
Mm.
guess by having no restriction and being, I'd say myself because I write the music, that would be the best way to find the identity. Is just like to go full on, like that's what I want, and I guess that was my, not try to be someone else, but myself, so or ourselves in that case. So yeah, Shades. comes from when we did our world tour. We could see like people were reacting from certain songs, like Final Resolve and Army of Chaos, which are like more simple and groovy. And I guess that had an impact on me writing Shades of Black. And the chorus used to be different, and something was missing, and I was just like, ah, fuck, I feel like I should try something catchy. Why not? And I guess, it just went like that. And I remember asking Stefan, I said, you think it's too much? And he was like, no, no, it's great. Let's go for that. So, because I always ask them, I'm always not completely sure about what I do. I'm not
You're
like,
gonna
oh,
have to play it on stage, right? At some point. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I mean, like, you also want I think that one would have like the best reaction in the crowd. Is like one of those you go like with your fist in the air. So, and Over the Rainbow was just like pushing the envelope the other way, just like be extremely violent and like technical and just like it's fast and everybody's like, oh
yeah.
my God, why did you write such fucking pain in the ass? Oh, it's horrible. So I guess that's more like that's like a challenge and it's fun, but it still has like melodic elements to it and it has like a touch of touches of the song Repulsion for Humanity, I guess. And because we're a death metal band, we need also songs like this. It's part of our DNA. So
Yeah.
these songs just, I guess that's why they're there. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm just making it up because I don't really think it. Like it's not like, okay, I'm gonna write down how I feel right now. So next time I do an interview in like 7 years, I will, so. So yeah, but I think thinking back, that's probably the closest to the truth. Yes.
Okay. I mean, Over the Red Wall is the last song on the new album, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I listened to the whole album and I was like, this is such a fast ending to this and all the songs are quite lengthy as well. Like the last goodbye is almost 7 minutes as well.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
that shows you also like
yeah,
there was no format. There was no
yeah.
thinking of like that's definitely just like making music for what it is and not just like, oh, nowadays it has to be 2:30, otherwise because people are just getting bored after 1 minute nowadays. It's just
That is so true.
yeah, but that's not I don't
Not
I
here. Tough. If
yeah.
you want to get bored, just yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And finishing with Red Wall was that's because it took us like we had like so many changes of like, oh, we should start like this, start with this song. We had like songs that we did not put on the album. It was like an intro. There was like a instrumental intro leading into a song. So that was already like for 6.5 years. That's how it was going to be. And at the very last minute, just like, nah, it's not gonna work. So let's do with In Devastation starting because it's cool. And I don't know if it's Stefan or Sean or both of them who were just like, we should finish the album strong rather than finish. People would think like, oh, you should finish with Last Goodbye, and it's more like, I've heard that like not so long ago. You should have finished with it. And I guess yes, that's what people expect you, like the last song being, and we've done that as well. Like usually the last song is the great song and blah blah. So finishing with just like a punch in the face is a nice way of saying like bye, you
I
know.
think it's good. I think it's good because obviously thematically it's quite sad and that kind of shakes you up and it makes you just want to get up because everyone experience grief in like so many ways, but it is good to I don't know, have a metaphorical, perhaps maybe punch in the face in the form of a song that kind of
Mm.
gets you motivated and going at the end, like it's good to go through all these emotions. I don't know, for me, I
Yeah,
think it's perfect ending. It's so fast, but like, yeah,
right.
I think I would leave the album quite sad if the last goodbye was the last one, but that kind of left me sad, but then also hopeful, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, I know. Okay,
it was
good.
kind of like it picked up, and I don't know. Personally, I think it's good. So yeah,
Great. Well, there you go. If as long as you
yeah,
like it, then we've done something good. At
yeah,
least one person likes it. But we like it too. We're
yeah.
a bunch.
That's
There's
the
a
right
bunch
thing.
of us. There's a bunch of us. The club of the cool people that like the way it ends.
Brilliant.
Welcome to the club.
Thank
Yeah.
you.